What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today's March 22nd. Roger and Norv here.
What's up, everyone?
What's up? What's up? All right. So we're just checking in. Going to give you guys an update on mortgage rates, real estate inventory. And I think maybe we'll go a little bit longer today. I know normally our videos are 7, 8 minutes, but we might go a little longer because there's just a lot to talk about. So Norv, kick us off. What's going on with the rates today or this week?
Man, it's been crazy. You know just as well as I do that this is the new environment that we're in, and it's a tug of war, and it's clearly the Fed's on the winning side of that, and it's just kind of heading on up. Every single day we will see something else come out. Like the Fed had an address yesterday, Jerome Powell, and he made it pretty clear that at the next meeting in May, they're going to go ahead and raise 50 bips, at a time, so that aggressive nature was reiterated, and so the market started to kind of digest that yesterday throughout the day, but you saw the 10-year spike, and everything else really take off after that, and so the market sort of invited that. It liked the sound of that, just because of the place that we're in, and inflation is just soaring out of control, and it's almost too late to do anything about it at this point. So the Fed's playing from behind, and at this point, they're going to have to get. They said that they'll get aggressive, and they reiterated that, and it sounds like this is happening, man. It's who knows where we end up, but we're talking about this like being close to 5% last week. That it was a sure possibility. We were at 3.99, if you remember, not too long ago. I think maybe less than 2 weeks ago. And now we're at 4.75 roughly.
Yeah,
So
0.75. So, okay, so let's make a prediction. Okay, where does this end? What's the highest rates that we'll see in the next 1 to 2 years?
It's hard to predict. Anything can happen. Like, you hear all these little things, like, it's so we're at such a, although I want to take that back, anything could happen, but I feel like inflation is just such a headwind that no matter what, no matter war, even if we were to have another outbreak, I don't think anything stops it at this point. Nothing matters anymore. It's inflation and nothing else.
Okay, give me a
That's
number.
so
What's
I,
rates?
I think 6% is doable, man. Remember we said this 2018 when rates were in the fours. We said low threes, and then we said twos. So and that was kind of in plain sight. And I feel just as strongly as I did then about rates going down that I do about and just as strong for rates going up. And there is no cap. I mean, historically, what's the highest mortgage rates we've ever seen?
We've seen
18.
18%, but since that time, I think the highest has probably been, I mean, there was, I think, 12, 13%, and then it was like 6 to 7%. I'm with you. I think we're going to cap out probably around 6, 6.5. I don't think we'll reach 7, but I think 6, 6.5 is very realistic.
Yeah.
And it's what we need. We need to do that to hedge inflation. And I think after that's accomplished, after we reach 6, 6.5%, inflation slows down, I think rates come back down. So I don't think this is something that we need to fear of, like, oh my God, we're never going to see 3% rates again. We will. It just might be in 3 to 5 years from now. But yeah, guys, you heard it here first. We're going at 6, 6.5%. And again, I'm smiling not because it's a good thing. It's what we need. It's necessary.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not
we don't make money. We don't make money by rates being higher. More money by rates being higher. It's actually it impacts us. So we want to get our clients the best way possible. But
yeah.
like you said, it's a good thing overall for the economy for the long run, and it's something that could come back down at some point. But and then on that point, Roger, like I have a lot of these conversations with clients, and we're talking about all sorts of things, long term sort of strategizing, long term planning with their mortgage. We normally get into 30-year and assume that you're going to hold this loan for 30 years. Someone that is now in the market now versus like a year ago, they're being impacted by quite a bit on their monthly payment, right? Their monthly obligation for that mortgage, like $700-800 difference in just a matter of a month. And so, these things do have an impact on, the overall sort of, the purchasing power that these clients bring to the table, and like the number of offers that they get. Although I tell a lot of these people is, there's a reason why that we track the 10-year versus like, any other sort of instrument, when it comes to mortgages. And that reason is that most people don't hold their mortgages for more than, 10 years on average, right? So yeah, there are a lot of options. I mean, like, even if you do get into a loan, like you said, and it has a 5% or 4.75 these days, it's not the end of the world, because you can always wait for that opportune time to drop that payment back lower. Anything could happen 2, 3, 5 years from now. So, don't like look at it from a 30-year aspect, although you should, because you should assume that you're going to be in that house for the long run if it's something like your primary residence. But I feel like there are going to be other opportunities, like you mentioned.
Yeah, rates will come back down. So that's one thing. And if you're a first-time home buyer or home buyer in general, this is going to be good too, because now instead of 20 offers on a house or 15 offers, maybe there's only 5 or 10 offers. And again, first-time home buyers, you guys should be rooting for higher rates, because that will slow things down. And one other thing that's going to possibly slow things down is we have to touch on is California is trying to implement a 25% tax if you sell your home, if you buy and sell a home within 3 years. So they're trying to stop investors from buying properties. So they think basically stopping flipping. They want to stop people from flipping, and they think they're going to do that by implementing a 25% tax. If you buy a home, you sell it in under 3 years, they're going to tax you 25% on your capital gains, in addition to all the other capital gains taxes. And obviously I see you like shaking your head. So what do you think about this?
I think that's crazy, because that is going to slow down inventory, right? And so I think it just like, we're not even in a deficit. I think we have a surplus in our budget, right? So what is their intention in doing this? Like, they're just trying to get a piece of the pie here, and it just doesn't make sense. It's going to slow down inventory. It's going to slow down investors. Maybe that is another tool that they're using to slow the real estate market down, because it's booming. And it's just that we have a lot of potential buyers out there that still qualify. So does this have it? I don't know. I think it's more of a negative headline than it is anything positive. Personally, that's my gut feeling. But I have to look into this. I mean, you just brought it up. I hadn't heard about it, so
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
Okay, I have 2 concerns with this. Okay, number one, I think the people who are coming up with these policies, I don't know how well versed they are in real estate and business. That's my number one concern, is because you're missing the target. Okay, you're missing the target. So what's the problem right now? Okay, the problem is there's not enough homes. Okay, that's the problem. There's not enough homes for sale. There's too little inventory, and there's too many people competing, right? So what's the 2 things you could do? Number one, you could reduce demand, right? How can you reduce demand? How can you stop people from wanting? I don't know how you could do that, but what you could do, you can incentivize supply. Okay, so incentivize home building, right? Give builders, we're desperately in need of inventory. Push builders, give builders tax incentives to build homes, right? That's the problem, right? We need more homes. We need to build more homes, right? There's the big players in the home building
Hmm.
space, but incentivize them, give them a reason to bust their butt to build more homes quicker, right? If you do that, that incentivizes the builders, increases inventory, and balances things out, right? That's what we need. So again, I think they're missing the mark. I think we need to focus on how we can incentivize more home builders to alleviate this supply and demand problem.
That's a great point. I agree with you. I think that would be great, because there is already a shift to these new construction homes. They can't build them fast enough, so you can incentivize them to be able to do more and put homes on the market. People are willing to do it, because it's just so bad everywhere else that, like, if you get a brand new home, sounds really good. And, it's just there aren't, they can't build them fast enough. There's supply shortages. I mean, supply chains are getting better overall, but that's a great point. I think that that's one of the main key arteries in this that they need to focus on. Other than that, like everything else that they're doing, I mean, really, with rates and everything, it's the only thing they can do is do that and hope that it suppresses the market a little bit, and then maybe at some point, people will start to realize that the biggest part of the biggest leg up in this is kind of already like done with, and maybe just maybe the inventory starts to pick up a little bit by people starting to realize that, all right, maybe now it's time to sell. There's nobody wanted to sell at all. So you have institutional guys coming in, investors from all angles, and then retail and first-time home buyers all mixed in, and without much supply. So now, if we can get a little bit of relief on the inventory side, it would definitely be welcoming. And I think we have the demand in place to be able to take in that inventory without, even with rates higher, without the market pulling back. Because let's be honest, like these homes have gone up so much, but I think it's all really priced in with where we are with everything else. Like I don't see, with $10 trillion in equity in homes, that there's any kind of balloon or bubble or homes being overpriced. Sure, you're going to come across overpriced homes, but there are a lot of good values out there. I mean, I heard of someone bought a property for $700,000 4 months ago. It's worth $1 million 4 months ago. So they made over 50% in just 4 months. The last 4 months, right? And so deals are out there to be had. You just have to find the right property. But with inventories, I think maybe taking up a little bit, we'll be in a much better place, and you'll still be able to get a good deal. And although rate's going to be higher, but then to that point, it's not a long-term thing. Hopefully, you can get a good deal with whatever rate you're being given today, and then be able to, in a couple of years, drop that payment and save a few $100.
Yeah. And then forbearance numbers came out. Forbearances are down for the 21st straight month. So I don't think there's any kind of bubble or anything like that. But since we're talking about inventory, let's take a look at some inventory numbers that came in month over month and year over year. So I'm going to share that with you guys on my screen right here. All right. Nora, let me know. Can you see that?
No, I cannot.
No. Are you just still seeing my face?
Yeah.
Oh, it says you are sharing screen. You're screen sharing. So you can't.
Okay, now I can. Sorry.
Okay. So you can see the numbers on here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, let's just look at some of these numbers. And Los Angeles is not on here for some reason. But anyway, let's take a look at some other metropolitan areas. Boston, year over year, down 35% in inventory. Colorado, down almost 50% in inventory year over year. So that's February 2021 versus February 2022. Denver specifically looks like down 40%, Illinois down 35%, Jacksonville. I mean, look at these. Miami down 50% in inventory. North Texas is down by 38% in inventory. Pennsylvania. Phoenix is up year over year on inventory. They're down on the month to month, but Phoenix looks like has a little bit more inventory. They are building like crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, Santa Clara down 50%, only 770 homes in Santa Clara for sale, guys. Good luck if you're trying to buy in Santa Clara. Yeah, huge inventory issue. I mean, just look at these numbers. There's just not enough homes. So this is, again, to my point, we need to be building and maybe put a caveat, where you can only sell if the builder can get this tax incentive if he sells to a first-time home buyer, right? You get this big tax incentive if you sell to a first-time home buyer. That way investors, because a lot of your clients, I'm sure, are doing it. My clients are doing it. I had clients this year so far, maybe 2 or 3, who've cashed out of their homes, buying another investment property, right? So it's like the rich getting richer. We need to incentivize first-time home buyers, which there's no shortage of first-time home buyers. There's a ton of first-time home buyers. That's not the issue. The issue is how can we, what kind of guidelines can we put in place where we incentivize sellers or builders to sell to a first-time home buyer, or even to a seller. Hey, we'll give a tax incentive if you sell to a first-time buyer versus an investor. So that's my thing.
Those are great points. Yeah, I mean, those are all the little things that, like, you know, those are great points. But it's like, are they willing to make those changes to help people out, and, you know, and incentivize people to you know, kickstart inventories. But I feel like yeah, that I wish, and I think in a perfect world they would, but I just feel like they're always playing from behind on these things. And like, I don't even know if they, like, look, they're taxing, they're wanting to, California wants to add a 25% tax. So like, that's like counterintuitive on that.
If you sell a property under 3 years, they're taxing you more. So think about it. You know, if I was thinking of selling and I've had my property for 2 years, now I'm not going to sell. Or if I had my property for 1 year, I'm not going to sell now.
No,
I'm going to wait. I have to wait. So if anything, it's taking sellers out of the market, because if you've bought and owned for 1 year, 1.5, 2 years, you don't want to sell. We don't pay an extra 25% in tax.
can you imagine that happening in a market where, let's say that goes into effect, and then you have inventories tick up, prices start to stabilize, but you're stuck and you can't sell?
Yeah, you're stuck and you can't sell. Makes no sense.
That is,
anyway, I think we need to put better people in place to make these decisions. Again, I don't know who's passing these bills, but it doesn't feel like someone who's very savvy in real estate or business. I think that's the problem.
I agree. And you know, so there are a lot of different variables, moving parts, and this is like, you know, obviously we're taking guesses here, and trying to figure out how to best position our clients. That's the only reason why we have these conversations, you and I, and want to inform our viewers about the things that we work with our clients, and the things that like come up, and the strategies that we have in place. But you know, all in all, I think both of us agree that the market is pretty, like, price point and real estate, pretty stable. It's just a matter of, you know, being able to, you know, entertain more of these people, and people for first-time home buyers not to struggle getting into their homes. And it's just been tough. You know, I've had people put in 10, 15, 20 offers over the last couple months, and it's just, you know, they get outbid. And so whether it's an investor, an institutional investor, or just a retail investor, you know, it's tough. It's definitely tough. So we've seen everything go 100, 200,000 over asking for a good amount of time now. And with rates going up now almost near over 4.5%, almost 4.75, you know, with there being some more room to the upside, you know, that's definitely gonna put some pressure, and potentially start to you know, have a psychological effect. Yeah, slow things down, and then maybe we'll have some retail investors that say, you know what, maybe I've rode this out, and now maybe the time for me to sell. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of an uptick.
Yeah. All right, guys. So please follow us on Instagram and YouTube. I'm Roger Mortgage Expert on Instagram, Roger Mansourian on YouTube,
Norv Home Loans on Instagram.
Norv Home Loans on Instagram. So follow. We're going to do these videos at least once or twice a week, let you guys know what's going on, our predictions, and kind of firsthand experience. Nor's a mortgage loan officer. I'm a mortgage loan officer. We both own real estate, so we're dealing with clients and scenarios every single day. So we have our pulse on the heartbeat of what's going on in the market. So we want to just share that with you guys and bring some value.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we're signing off for now. Thank you, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Till next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.